How's it going, everyone? It's Min, and this is the Tradism group. And basically, like, I'm just gonna walk you all through the process today, and marking out the highs and the lows of the trend, and having to do like a quick analysis of what happened in today's market. But yeah, to get started, I always start with the guidelines of using the previous high and the previous low of the market as the structure. I also can use the previous day high of the market, and I'll also look at using the previous low of the market here as well, um, of the market from a couple days back. Um, but yeah, not a couple days back actually, just technically yesterday. But yeah, that was the mark of the low. That was the mark of the high, and then this right here is the mark of the pre-market. The pre-market, so basically like the closing market. This is the low of that, and this is the high of the closing market. And then basically from 9:30 until 4 p.m. was the open market. So this right here was the open market. And as you can see, we were using a reference of the lowest price available of the pre-market and the highest price available for the pre-market as well. And then we're gonna just play it out into the open market. Like we're gonna just play that all out with the open market and how that is used like, as this really strong reference point of where the trend is going to be heading. Um, the day before that, we actually used the previous high of 4 p.m. here. So this was the high right here around 4 p.m. This is the highest price of the market yesterday, and this was the lowest price of the market yesterday, basically. And we just want to keep that in mind. And this right here was the um, previous low of the market as well. So yeah, to take a look at it now, we reached a really all-time highs of 20,070s, just right over here. It's 20,070s on the um, Nasdaq, and a low of 19,900s, and that's relatively 270 points of a range. Uh, and we have a couple reference points. We have about 3 reference points, and we played it out perfectly. Right after it bounced around 9 o'clock, and we got a nice swing to the upside. Swinging means like it's moving to the upside. We actually ended up using this as a reference point. So for later in the day, we can actually decide on whether it's a great trade to take. It'd be good to start buying long around here. I'm getting in long just based on the consolidation. But yeah, overall, this is the market. And yeah, so at the moment, when the market opened and we actually got a nice move to the upside, this was actually the lowest price of the market at the time. And we pushed to the upside. We actually broke through the one of the levels from couple like just like yesterday's price, the highest price available. And then we actually started retracing that point and kept on coming back below it. We were kind of swinging in and out between this, so it was kind of like used as a reference point on where the market wants to head. And right after we broke this level of around 11 a.m. and we broke below it the second time around after bouncing off of it, I actually took a short entry, short entry to the downside in this move, and then just got out, at the bottom here at 955s. There was the potential of it having to push towards the consolidation of the low, but because we've been seeing a little bit of these nice swings, just right above 955s, this would have been a good area to get out. Potentially, this could have easily pushed back up as well and just stayed within the day between 20,010s and 19,960s. It could have stayed. The price action could have stayed easily between this level. But yeah, so I took the profits really quickly out of this one, and let the trend play out for the rest of the day. We got back down to the support of open around like 9:30. This was the lowest price at the time, and as you can see, right after we retraced it, we went up higher, came back down. We rejected it, jumped back up, and then eventually we broke below it again, and then retraced to that point. As you can see, buyers got in right at this value, and then this would have been a good entry to take along, and then probably ride the wave back up. Um, but yeah, with in terms of risk to reward, this is not a bad entry, and you'll be able to get out from 920s maybe to like 940s, perhaps even 950s. So about 20 to 30 points. That's relatively $400 to $600 with one contract. You can also ride the wave higher, breaking out to the upside, going right above the trend, and then also playing that. But overall, like, these are the kind of days that you want to just trade sideways because, as you can see, we had a really big swing to the upside of about from the 20s to the other 20s, so about 100 points. Then we did 100 points down. So, with that in mind, that could have easily been either a trend that's heading to the downside or a trend that's actually um, staying within a range. And this was basically the range for the day. We got the high printed out. We could have drawn that out to show that that was the high. And then eventually, as we're getting closer to the other reference point around 19980s, you can see that it rejected off that level from where I was talking about before. And then we swung back below. And then eventually, after we broke above that, this would have been a good entry for going long to actually retest the high of 20,020s. Right after it hit the 20,020s, as you can see, we rejected it really quickly, came back to the mean value of 19980s, and then it was playing off of that the entire time. It looked like it wanted to go lower, but it never went lower, and then it kept on breaking above that, coming back down, breaking, like getting closer to breaking above it, coming back down, getting to this value around the support. Not really like a strong support. This one right here wasn't a really good reference level, in my opinion, to go long or short. And there's a lot of like sideways, really small, tight action like this. And this is the kind of trend that you want to kind of avoid because you would get cut in and out basically of the trend, and you wouldn't even have a good risk to reward. You wouldn't even get that much profit out of it. But you want to play for trends that are more like hard selling and then nice hard bounces. Sometimes with hard selling, it could go further, but based on these reference points, you could always have a nice risk to reward ratio with that. Um, and then right after it retested that 9980s, it actually ended up selling off right here. I took a short at this level because it rejected it very cleanly after coming back up. And then I took a short here. And then, basically I took a profit just around 19,932s. And then from this point on, like I didn't know exactly what was going on. But, this right here coming back around near the end of the day, 3 to 4 p.m. was kind of unpredictable. And having to take a short right here at 19,982s and taking a little bit of profit, that was actually a reasonable move because we've rejected off of this level multiple times. It's a good reference point and has good risk to reward probability. So I took a short off of this value as well. And yeah, we broke above it around like 353 really strong, hit the 20,024s, and as you can see, it rejected off that really quickly after the market closed and then dropped all the way back down to the support level one more time. And then I actually went in long right here, took some profit just right at that level. And yeah, it's just like rinse and repeat. So basically, that's the kind of trading day where it's completely sideways, and then whenever it gets to a certain level around the 19920s, it's a good point for entry. If it gets closer to that, some people will actually start um, doing a thing called scaling their position. They'll start adding very gradually down the trend to get a good average in, and then basically sell for a profit at a higher value. And yeah, but overall, I made $600 on two different accounts, and then a $40 loss on one of the other accounts. But I just recovered that recently, so um, yeah, I'm basically set for the day. But yeah, if there's any other questions that any of you have in terms of like the trend and what exactly is going on, just feel free to subscribe. Feel free to put a comment out there, and yeah, join the Discord. It's completely free and free to learn as well. And we're really like a tight community. So yeah. Anyways, thanks for watching, and hope you guys have a great day. Thank you.